All right, 5 overrated cars in the car community. I've been having this one in my big brain for a while. Just a couple of cars that I'm thinking about. And you know what? They don't really deserve all the praise that they need. There's a lot of amazing cars out there. Okay, and some cars, well, nice, have been hyped up to the point where, it's given a little bit too much credit than what it's actually worth. Okay, so by the way, quick plug here, shameless plug. You should follow me on my Twitch at twitch.tv/AmerikSoccerClub. I stream 5 days a week. Stream schedule subject to change, but nonetheless 5 days a week. But let's get straight into it. Number one, Supra Mark IV. Do I really need to say much about this car? Do I really? I think the fanboys speak enough for it. Like the first thing you hear, 1,000 horsepower. No, no. Okay, it's an amazing car, right? Fast and the Furious hype, everything like that. JDM Legends, cool, whatever, right? It is not stock for stock, okay? Because not every country, like not they can't modify their cars in every country, okay? So stock for stock, it's a decently fast car, but it's not the fastest car in the world, guys. Like, come on. It's a nice car, but look, the Mark IV is like decades old, okay? And I think like the hype for this Mark IV came back once people realized the Mark V was like very handmade by BMW. But you know what? I like the Mark V. It's nice. The materials inside, the interior is great. I mean, it's a fast car. It looks very, very attractive. I would much rather get a Mark V than this, okay? It's big. It's not that fast to today's standards. And it's just, you know what I mean? Anyways, that's enough for that. Before any of the JDM 1,000 horsepower comes to me with their pitchforks. That's fine. Whatever. It's alright car. Not the best. A little overhyped. But on to the next one. This is literally starting to become the American version of the super fanboys, okay? The Demon, again, it's not the best car in the world. Dodge is amazing, okay? Dodge is amazing, and they've been really famous recently over the past couple of years for just putting insane amount of horsepower on everything. Start with the Challenger Hellcat, then the Charger, then the Trackhawks, then the Durangos. I mean, like, people are literally like, waiting for them to actually make a Hellcat minivan with a Chrysler Pacifica. I'm just kidding. That's probably a joke. But I bet there's one nutcase out there who's like, yeah! But I mean, that's beside the point. This is what they're known for. Like I said, amazing for the drag strip. 2.3 seconds, I think the 2018 Demon can run. Awesome. But guess what? It can't turn. Let me say that again. It can't turn. That's it. That's all that the Demon and Hellcats were made for, is straight lines. And that's cool, right? There's nothing wrong with that. They're amazingly fast cars. You would have so much fun in them. I know I would. But you can't turn. That is like, they're so big that like the cars are insanely heavy that like turning is nothing. Like you go down a windy road or maybe some mountain runs or anything like that, this car, you're gonna have such a hard time. You're actually gonna be terrified to be turning around and around like that. You will not be able to go fast. You will not want to go fast down a mountainous road. It's just something that I can't do. And although it's big enough to be good for daily driving because there is a lot of storage space and there actually is a lot of room in the back seats, I don't know if the Demon has back seats. But if we're talking about Hellcats, probably. I don't know about the Challenger Demon. But beside the point, even if we're talking about Hellcats here, both the Challenger and Charger are very, very big. Very easy to drive daily. But I mean, of course, it's very big. So if you're living in a very dense, suburban place or just a big city where it's very tough, in and out of corners and stuff, that might actually prove to be a problem because the cars themselves are very, very large in mass. So even if you don't need to turn in an instant, even turning on an intersection might be tough for some people, especially if the roads are really, really compacted. So I mean, that's definitely a big reason why people don't go to these cars, because they're massive, dude. Just look at it. It is one big brick. That's what this car is. Like I said, going down a straight line, going down a track from a dig, I mean, it's amazing. But like I said, just because this car can get the Lamborghini. I would still choose Lamborghini over this, okay? Like, just it's not just 0 to 60. And yeah, okay, that's all I have to say. Demon, Hellcats, amazing cars, awesome. I'm glad that they're popular, but they're not the best thing in the world, okay? I think we can agree on that. Okay, Jeeps. Jeep. This is my thing with Jeeps. Most people that buy Jeeps do not even use them. Do not, like, to their fullest potential. Like, most people, most high schoolers do not need a Jeep. They do not. But you know why? You know why? It's just one big flex mobile. I understand that people like the ride height, like the tall ride height, especially if you're a beginner driver. I definitely understand. If you're a beginner driver and you're like the curb hitting champion, all right, but get a crossover, you know, at least that's not as bad as this. Like, how many curbs can you hit? How many Starbucks driveway curbs can you hit to need this? Honestly, like, holy moly. But in all fairness, I think it's just really overpriced. People like them, but let's be honest. The majority of the people that are buying this are using it to drive around in their suburban neighborhoods completely on the pavement. And, you know, to counter that, I understand that, like, I'm not telling people to, like, oh yeah, off-road every day. Oh yeah. Like, that's not the point. Okay? But, you know, if you don't off-road even, like, a little bit, or use it to, you know, carry a bunch of stuff, or tow something, then, like, what did you get a Jeep for? I think you could spend your hard-earned money on better things than this. You could literally get any other truck, because Jeeps are getting stupid expensive, especially if you're getting something like a Rubicon, and that's just for a V6. That's like another killer for me, right? If you're trying to, like, buy this instead of like a mid-sized truck like a Tacoma, with also comes with a V6, like, I don't know, it's just too expensive for me. It just doesn't seem worth it. And something like a Tacoma will last you a lot longer, the reliability, you know, side of things. But I don't know, like 40 to 50 to 60,000. I haven't checked the actual prices on Jeeps because I don't shop for Jeeps, nor do I ever want to own one. Like I said, to each your own. I'm just a random person on the internet with an opinion. I just don't see the price like being worth it. And I think like the new Scat Pack engine ones, with the one with the 6.4 liter V8 that they basically just released because the Bronco has been creating a lot of hype over there in the Ford department. I think those are rumored to come out around 70 to 80,000. Like, why? What? Dude, it's a Jeep with a 6.4 liter. That's cool. All right, that's cool. All right, that I give them that. I give them credit for actually doing it. They only did it because now they have competition with Ford and the Bronco. They could have done that a long time ago. But 80 grand for a Jeep? Nah, dude. You could buy like limited trucks. You could buy fully spec'd out V8 trucks, diesels, whatever you prefer, for around the same price, maybe even less. Okay? It's not worth it. It really isn't. I think as cooler as the 6.4 liter Jeep is, that much of a price increase, I think almost double, or like at least like a good 75% increase, is worth even. It's like you're getting a worse deal on the 6.4 liter despite it being cooler. It just doesn't make sense. You could also throw G-Wagons in here because it's basically the same shape and it's just like a rich person. It's the same thing. It's a flex mobile, right? But again, I know G-Wagons are decently fast because they got like a twin turbo V8, V12. Like I said, I don't know. I don't look for these things, but you know, it's just, again, kind of the same thing. Like, you don't really need it. But I know that the G-Wagons are like a totally different tier on their own. It's basically just a big flex mobile, like I was saying. But whatever. I mean, whatever. Anyways, moving on. Teslas. Oh boy, these are hit and miss. Okay. Look, I like electric cars. I think they're pretty sick. I like that there's an option for us. I love when there's options for consumers, as many options as possible. Okay. But I'm not one of those people that think electric cars are going to take over the world. I know that a lot of car companies are trying to. I think once Tesla entered the game, they've really created this snowball effect of every single car company making, you know, electric vehicles, bringing back old nameplates. Hashtag Ford Thunder. I don't even know what it's called. Lightning. Oh yeah, the Ford Lightning. I'm dumb. But You know, you've been seeing more and more electric cars slash trucks recently, and it's cool and all. But this is one of the things too. Tesla fanboys is probably the worst part of them. They really like to brag on the 0 to 60 times on some of these cars, and some of the 0 to 60s are actually pretty insane. Think like 2 to 3 seconds, which is very very impressive for any car. But you have to understand that obviously a battery is gonna work instantly compared to an internal combustion engine. Like it, you can't compare it. It's the same thing with the demon and the 0 to 60 times. Like that's all people care about, right? So then like you get yourself like, I don't know, like any car you like, right? Let's say you get like a Dodge Viper, amazing car, spits out flames, screaming V10, I don't know. And then like if the Tesla has a better 0 to 60, the Tesla fanboys gonna be like, my Tesla can smack your Viper on the street and the drag street. But like, man, it's not the same, okay? 0 to 60, you can go to 0 to 60 in 1 second flat, okay? It's gonna hurt your head at that point. I think it's gonna get to a point where cars are getting too fast. But it's like, you know, you're missing out a lot of the experience without having an engine. Like the sound is cool with the battery, but you have to understand that these are completely two different markets, and people that are buying screaming loud V8s, V10s, V12s even are not shopping for electric cars. It is just not the same. Like I said, if you're more into technology and stuff and you're more into future, you know, stuff like that, I definitely understand why you like Teslas. And I like Teslas too. They are pretty cool. They have a lot of stuff in them. They seem very comfortable, very luxurious and everything like that. But like I said, cars are more than just a 0 to 60 number. Because if that was the case, then why doesn't everyone just get a Tesla and a Demon? Like, no, there's more to it than that, you know? And that's the one thing that Tesla or any electric car will ever lack, and that's just the experience factor of not having an engine. Obviously, they can be very fun to drive, but it's going to be completely dead silent. So, I mean, it just kind of depends on what you're willing to sacrifice. But, like I said, not the best car in the world, and stop, you know, valuing cars over just the 0 to 60, okay? Like, that's ridiculous. The last one, I think a lot of people will probably understand what this is and why it's on this list. And it's hard. I didn't know which one to pick, but I choose the newest one. It's the GTR, okay? Same thing as the Supra. Same thing as the Supra. I don't know what hyped this car up so much. I really don't, okay? I know the Fast and Furious movies really did hype up the R34 back in the day, in the early Fast and Furious movies. I get that. It's probably in the same boat as a Mark IV Supra, and I almost put the R34 over this one because it was very, very close. But you know what? This is the GTR of my time, of the 2000s, and I see the insane hype over these cars. Like, these are people's dream cars. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with having a dream car, but like, people want this car so much. And this R35 has been selling for 13 years now, this same body style. Yeah, they've updated it a little bit, but it's like 95% the same. Like, I really don't understand it. I'm really just waiting for the R36. Like I said, they updated the 370Z to the 400Z, or whatever the name is going to be officially called. Why would they do that before the top trim car that they have? Nissan, come on. I'm happy that they did that for the 370Z, but that one first over this one? Like, this one is in need of major updating. I know that they facelifted the grille a little bit in the front, but you have to understand that on the inside, although they can only change so much, it's basically the same car since like 2006, 2007. I don't remember when it officially released, but you know, they can only add, you know, a decently sized screen, but it's still going to feel like something in the 2000s. It's still going to be very, very fast. It's still going to be a really good performance car. But, you know, people, I think the fanboys of this one, they make it seem like in the price range of this, like it's the only thing that's like worth buying at the MSRP price. But like, you have crazy stuff like Porsche 911s, a bunch of stuff in the Porsche lineup, high-end Corvettes. There's a lot of other things that give this crazy competition. And like I said, you can pick any car what you want, okay? You don't have to look at just stats, but like, they make it seem to be like this is the best car. Oh, Godzilla, roar, you know? It's just, I don't see it, you know. Like I said, if I see one in person, like, it sounds really cool, and I respect the car and it looks nice. I mean, it is a very nice looking car in person, but I'm just saying that they need to understand that there's much, like, there's a lot more competition nowadays than there was back then, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe the people are trying to hold on to the past. A lot of cars are catching up now, and the R36 really needs to come out soon to try and beat the competition. But those are the 5 overrated cars in the car scene that I think that are very prevalent right now. There are a few other ones that did not make this list. I could definitely make it into a part 2. I could definitely make an underrated cars, as opposed to the overrated ones right here that I just put. It just kind of depends whether you guys like the style of videos. Maybe I could tweak it a little bit to see what works and what doesn't on this channel. But make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, comment what you like, what you didn't like, whether you agree with me or not. It's okay. I'm just one random person with an opinion. You feel free to. Make sure to follow my car TikTok page, Amerik Muscle, my other TikTok page. There's a lot of stuff to plug right now. And make sure to follow my other YouTubes. Make sure to follow me on Twitch. Once again, I stream 5 days out of the week. But yeah, let me know what you guys agreed on, disagreed on. Other than that, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys in the next video. Logging out.